and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be in the kitchen getting things prepared for the week, and then I'm going to make a delicious dinner. If you're new here, my name is Anne and I love to do all things homemaking, and if you're returning, thank you so much. And I want to thank you for spending this evening with me. All right, let's get cooking. So, my husband and I just got back from a little weekend getaway. We were up towards the Oregon border, way up north. We were celebrating our birthdays. We both have birthdays in April. So, this particular morning, I had to run and pick up groceries and then start work. So, this is me in the evening time, needing to put all of the groceries away and then getting some meal prep done for the week. I am finding that I'm really busy with work and school now that everything's picked up, and I'm needing to get things meal prepped. This month with our birthdays, and we've been celebrating like crazy, I've just been eating terribly and drinking lots of wine. And so I have been feeling not so great. So I am going to be eating super clean from here on out, with the exception of one day where it can be my cheat day, because let's face it, you need a cheat day in your life to get you to make you sane and get you through your life, basically. So my vegetable intake is going to increase significantly. I want to get in lots of fantastic greens and very little fruit. I'm just going to do a smoothie in the morning time to get me through maybe like a little sugar rush. I don't drink caffeine, so a little sugar in the morning is definitely needed. Next up, I need to make some Italian dressing. I like to marinate my chicken in this and vegetables. If you've never seen this before, it's super simple. You just add vinegar, water, oil, and then the Italian packet. The little container has all the measurements on there, so there's no thinking with it. But this is so much better than buying that store-bought shelf Italian dressing, and it's way more delicious. So I'm just going to make this, and then I'm going to get my chicken marinating. So next up, I want to get all of my vegetables all prepared. I try to buy as organic as I can. Lately, I've just been picking up from Walmart. They have a pretty good selection, but it's just not as great as like Nugget, Whole Foods, Sprouts, those type of stores. Trader Joe's, but they try their best. So anyway, I'm going to get all of my vegetables prepped. I'm just so excited that the warmer months are coming and are here. because I am just craving all of the fresh vegetables and fresh fruit. And honestly, the price tags that come with it, I know they're not going to be super affordable, but I'm hoping that they'll be better than during the dead of winter. But I'm just so excited to be making tons of fresh dishes this summer. I'm just so over the cold, um, comfort food, if you will. It's just so heavy. It weighs so heavy on my stomach, and I just need something so much lighter. Let me know in the comments down below, are you excited for the summertime fresh food that's going to be available? The tray that I'm putting all of my vegetables in off to the left-hand side, I bought that so many years ago at Ross. I remember seeing it on somebody's YouTube channel. They were shopping at Ross and I fell in love with it. And I went to our local Ross in Napa, and lo and behold, I found it and I was so excited. I had it on display in my house for so long. It just seems so silly to me now, the things you do when you're young, having that plate on display. But now we use it during the summertime. Taking the meats inside out, vegetables inside out. It's just a nice big platter to be able to just toss the food on, one stop shop, and then bring it in, clean it off, and then put the cooked food back on. This particular night, my husband was working late, and typically when he works late on the weekdays, I film because I get bored and honestly, I get lonely. Even though I have the dogs to take care of in the house, it's still not the same. We're not fortunate enough to have children of our own. We've tried, but God has other plans for us. So I just try to embrace the good in life and the positive things that are going on, and try not to focus on um, the things that I can't have, I guess. So anyway, this just takes my mind off of things, keeps me busy, and helps me along the way. And honestly, that's why I started a YouTube channel, to keep me busy, to keep a hobby going. So I'm not just sitting around dwelling on things. I could be creative. I could make content, maybe meet new people. It's really been fun to talk to some of my subscribers and get to know what they like better, and giving me feedback on what they like and dislike. And I really um, like everybody's opinion. Sometimes it can hurt, but that's just being on YouTube, and I'm putting myself out there and my home out there. And, some people can be so cruel in life, but I just figure either they're paid to be cruel, or they're just unhappy in their own life and they have to make others miserable. So anyway, here is my herb garden. If you see my last video, they were not nearly this big. They have taken off when we were gone over the weekend. We came back and we were like, whoa, they're so big. But I need to harvest some things. I want to make some ranch dressing as well as pesto. And then I'm going to make a drink with lemon and mint and water just so I can have it in the morning because I want to start having some lemon water in the morning first thing instead of decaf coffee. And yeah, I don't drink caffeine. I'm super sensitive to it, but decaf still has a tiny little bit in it. And I could still get the taste of coffee without getting without feeling like I'm gonna have a stroke, honestly. It's a terrible feeling, which is why I cut out caffeine. So, anyway, we're gonna harvest some herbs and then we're gonna head into the kitchen and make some ranch dressing. These herbs look so fantastic and they smell so delicious. There is nothing like the smell of fresh basil to me. It's just the epitome of summertime smell. I like to go out there and touch the leaves, and then it just releases the basil fragrance. Oh, I'm just so happy that it is almost summertime and I can have some caprese with burrata, um, fresh pesto, just all the fresh herbs. When my niece and nephew were over for the weekend, my niece wanted to play truth or dare. And so she picked dare, and I told her she had to eat some of the herbs because she wanted to and she tried some anyway. So we found out that she does not like, I think it was cilantro. Anyway, it was so funny. And then every time she would pick dare and I dared her to do something she didn't want to do, I told her she had to eat cilantro. It was so fun. I never thought a little herb garden could be so fun. But when we returned home from the weekend, I was so excited to see some of the tomatoes were ready to be picked, first tomatoes of the season. So I wanted to get those picked because I'm going to be making a little salad and I wanted to add those to my salad. I love lemons. I want to get a lemon tree in the backyard. I just want to put it in a pot, kind of like Italian style, where they just have their trees in their pots looking all whimsical and beautiful. So I definitely want to get a lemon tree this year. There's just something about lemons for me. I just love marinating things in lemon, putting lemon in my drinks. They're just delicious. But I had purchased some wine at Trader Joe's last summer and I loved these reusable bottles. So I kept them. I knew I would find a purpose for them someday, and I did. So, what I'm going to do is put some of my fresh picked mint in the bottles along with the freshly squeezed lemon juice, and then add some water, and then voila, put it in the fridge, and it's all ready for me in the morning. I did have it this morning. It is so refreshing and delicious. I need to get more bottles like this. I thought I had 2 more, but I cannot find them. Actually, I think I had 3 more. Anyway, I can't find them, so I definitely need to purchase more bottles like this on Amazon and then make, oh gosh, so much more of this because again, it's just refreshing and delicious. And I think it would be good for like a little base of a mocktail. I even thought this morning about putting some like Pellegrino with it and it'd just be great for the evening time if you don't feel like drinking, but you just need a little something. So I let the chicken marinade for about hour and a half. So I'm gonna throw it on the barbecue. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and make the ranch dressing so it sets up a little bit before I use it in my salad. First thing I'm going to do to prepare for the ranch is cut up the dill and parsley, and then I planted chives. I got some seeds, so I planted those. I'm just waiting for those to sprout. But in the meantime, I bought chives from the store. I don't know if you noticed me tasting the herbs outside when I was picking, and then just right now, I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I couldn't tell the difference between parsley and the cilantro. And I thought for a split second that I got one that was both parsley and not cilantro. So it took me a really big handful to figure out which one is which. Just couldn't believe myself. It was really funny. So, as far as the ranch dressing goes, I add all of my herbs. So, parsley, chive, dill, and then I add 3/4 cup buttermilk, about a cup of sour cream, a fourth cup of mayonnaise, and then you want some garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and then a little squeeze of lemon. And it is so delicious. There is nothing like a homemade ranch dressing. I'm just going to say it. It beats Hidden Valley Ranch. Like, there's no comparison. My husband likes to disagree because he loves Hidden Valley Ranch, but I feel like they've changed the recipe. I don't think it's as good as it used to be, or it is just my body changing and my taste buds. I don't know. If you eat Hidden Valley Ranch, let me know if you think it tastes different. So that ranch couldn't be simpler enough. So next, what I want to do is just put a little bit of this Italian dressing in a little ramekin, and I am going to grill up some of that squash that I cut up. Now, what I like to do is baste each side of it as I turn it on the barbecue, and that just gives it some really good flavor. I've also marinated the squash or zucchini in the Italian dressing. That gives it a really nice char flavor from the vinegar and the fire of the barbecue. That's absolutely delicious too. You could do it either way. Tonight, I just decided to baste it as I turned it. As I was cutting the asparagus, I thought it looked delicious, and I have mushrooms, so I decided to make even more vegetables for tonight. So I'm just going to saute up some asparagus and some mushrooms. Like I said, I'm trying to incorporate a lot more vegetables into my diet. If you haven't watched a previous video of mine, I had hurt my tailbone. I don't know if I broke it or fractured it or whatever it was. I didn't go to the doctors because I know that they can't do anything for tailbones except give you a donut to sit on, basically. So I just didn't waste my time. But let me tell you, it took almost 2 years for me to not hurt constantly for my tailbone. And to this day, it's been I want to say 2.5 years, and I still feel it. I had a Peloton, and that's just an absolute no. I cannot ride a bike any longer. So I sadly had to sell that. But I gained some weight, as you can imagine, not being able to work out, walk, move, because of my tailbone hurting. So now I am back and I am ready to get this weight off and start eating better. And hopefully, with all of that, especially working out, my stomach will improve so much better and stop hurting me and stop being so bloated and, all just the bad things that make you feel yucky. So now that dinner's done, I need to plate it. I added my homemade ranch dressing to some kale. I want to incorporate more kale into my diet. I love romaine. Kale, not so much, but I'm trying again to be healthy. So I'm adding some kale to my diet. And then I added the chicken, and then I'm going to top it with some more of the herbs that I put into the ranch dressing. And I'm going to be adding my tomatoes. I'm going to add avocado to the salad and then plate up my squash, mushrooms, and asparagus. And here is dinner. It was simple and delicious. Just a fantastic meal for just me. My husband missed out. And here is everything that I cut up and meal prepped for the week. It feels so good to get that done. Now I'm going to enjoy my evening watching my shows or YouTube. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I got some fun videos coming up, and I hope to see you in the next one real soon. Bye.